I'm going to turn it to Mark now. Mark heads up Capitals Coalition, which is doing some of the most fundamental work in this area. And Mark, if you could share with some of your thoughts, and also we're going to get the questions right after you speak, and it would be nice if you could reflect on some of the questions coming in are about a sense of urgency, and it sort of sounds like we might be rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, and thinking about we're at a bit of an Overton window right now in public policy, where what was possible 3 months ago, what seemed impossible 3 months ago, might be firmly on the table now. So thinking about, how can we maybe do in 2 or 3 years, or 2 or 3 months, what we're planning to take 10 or 15 years, and if you could maybe inject a sense of urgency, I think that would be helpful. And if other panelists want to comment on that point after Mark shares his insights and comments there, that'd be welcome as well. Mark?
Thank you very much, Toby. And it's World Biodiversity Day as well today. So hence a good reason for us to be thinking about the urgency, particularly after the BEST report and various other things over the last few years. There is a definite sense of urgency. Just to be really clear, the Capitals Coalition is not an organization that is in any way competing with anyone. We were set up by many of you in this room and many of the organizations you work with to be a space that globally can harmonize and bring this work together. So the work that VBA is doing, that GRI is doing, that all of these others are doing, come together, and we don't look at ourselves as being an umbrella, we're more a bucket where all of that work comes into. And what we try and do is help to harmonize that and get those works, the things that are going on, to scale. And there is an awful lot of things going on. One of the biggest breakthroughs more recently is the work we're doing with Impact Management Project, which you may be familiar with. It came out of the G7 and was looking to bring together all of those disclosure activities. They've just recently changed their model to account for valuation to be at the core of what they're doing and not at the end. It's not benchmarking and rating. We can't disclose just a measurement. We have to disclose the context. If we disclose that context and value, then we have information that investors and various others can really find useful. So that is a significant step that's only just happened in the last couple of weeks. The work we're doing with Christian and the Value Balancing Alliance is going to be essential. Where we are at the moment, the last 5 years, several of you have mentioned the protocols, the Natural Capital Protocol, and more recently, we've joined up with the Social and Human Capital Coalition to create a Capitals Coalition. We can't just look at nature alone. Everyone that started with us looking at nature very quickly realized that people, planet, prosperity are all very much linked. So the Capitals Coalition now looks across all of these. We connect the labor unions and everyone else through to the environmental ecologists in order to be able to do this. 370 organizations at the core, about 20,000 globally in 95% of the world's countries, and now using Capitals work. And we're the sort of central hub where that comes together. The work we're doing, Christian, is so important, this EGAP, the Transparent Project, because the last 5 years have been about we could do this. The protocol, as you've all pointed out, is rather broad. It was essential, though, to bring together those communities, start creating conversations, start to change the maths. All of that language is you could do this, you could do that. That's not enough. We're moving into a phase of we should do this, okay? And that's where the EGAP, that's where VBA, that's where all these other organizations are taking us next. It will define the boundaries of what we can and what we should do. We have to get to, we must do that. And we have to do that soon. If we're ever going to deliver the Sustainable Development Goals in this decade, we have to move to, we must do that. And that means all of us being consistent in the approach we take. Our communities across government, we run a government dialogue with over 100 governments now, the business community, the finance community, the NGOs, the academia. We've got 58 universities and colleges now around the world that are developing programs of work to really upskill the people that we need to do this. All of those different communities are very aware of the urgency with this. We have got to change the mainstream though, and there's a great opportunity now, building back better, the recovery after COVID. We've all seen what it's like to live in a world where we're not flying all the time, where there is a chance to see the seasons, to feel nature again. We've got to capitalize on this now. We've got to start acting now. And we have to have every decision to include nature and people in what we're doing. It's no good anymore just to look at shareholder value. It's got to be the value for everyone.